I just woke up, and while I have my sexy morning voice, I thought I'd make a little video on relationships. It's a pretty profound one, and I think after watching this, you may never see relationships the same way again. People like to think of their partner as a piece of them. And in a way they are, but not in the way people want to believe. You could be soulmates, twin flames, whatever you want to think, but no matter how well you think you know someone, even if you spend half your life with them and think you have similar interests and everything, you must realize that you and your life and your interests are but a grain of sand in theirs. Every person is a gateway to a subculture you know nothing about and don't relate to or understand, an entire universe of beings and experiences and tastes and sounds and smells and thoughts and emotions and likes and dislikes and memories that affects that person and makes them who they are. They have a different family and friends and viewpoints and preferences and way of doing things. You cannot possibly change any of that because it's part of them. You cannot change where they came from. You can't change their memories and experiences. You know, people try to make others like what they like and to see things the way they do. And, you know, people want to make clones of themselves, but that's impossible. You cannot own someone or make them be like you. They are unique in so many ways that you could not possibly imagine. They are from a different universe, literally. This goes against, I know, every wish and hope that dreams that people have, but this isn't a bad thing. That refusal to open your eyes and welcome the unknown comes from fear and insecurity. When someone from a whole different universe chooses to spend a part of your known life with you, that's a big deal. That's something special. That's a compliment with more depth than we know. You know, it's something that we should be much more appreciative of because they have accepted you into their universe. In some ways, it's kind of like a dog and a dolphin trying to live together. And in other ways, it's like you cut from the same cloth, two halves of the same whole, sharing the same feelings and interests and all that. But that's just the surface. What you see and feel and hear and taste is but the thinnest outer onion skin. That's actually a good analogy. I like the onion thing. It seems like you're the center of each other's life right now because, well, you kind of are. All living things grow from the inside out. As long as that onion is alive and being nourished, it continues to grow from the center outwards. The oldest experiences are the paper-thin, withered, dried-up, delicate outer skin. But the deeper you go into the onion, the juicier and the thicker and the more alive it is in the layers because the newest experiences are being formed in the very center, at the very heart. And this moment in time is that very center. Who you are with, your choices in life, what you eat, your thoughts, your emotions are what's forming you and affecting those around you, including the person you're with. The two of you are not the same onion. Okay, this is very important to understand, but you are both nourishing and creating the reality of this moment. You are creating a new layer that will grow and expand and become a whole new layer of life. And each new moment is a tiny grain of sand in the middle of that onion. And this is really hard for people to understand. This moment you are having together is a grain of sand. It may grow and be fed by all your experiences. It will accumulate many experiences and could expand into a big onion ring. You know, they say, that person is my life. They are my everything. I am nothing without them. You could live together and spend most of your lives together, but every moment together is a grain of sand that's contributing to the growth of layer of experience in someone's life. And you may even create seeds together, onion seeds. But you must realize that person is like an onion made of many, many layers. Each layer was created from previous experiences that they had without you. Experiences from an entirely different universe of people, a different era when people thought differently and they had different values, different tastes, different ways of looking at things, different cultural influences and biases and prejudices, and they're trained to love and hate and live a certain way. And this created a lifetime of habits and tastes and addictions and weaknesses and strengths and viewpoints and ways of thinking and, values and hopes and dreams and fears and desires resulting in the person that you see before you, which is why they think the way they do and have the quirky habits and desires and addictions and fears and differences from you. Now, I'm not just talking about physical experiences and interactions that they've had in life, but their very DNA, their epigenetics and programming that came from their parents and their parents' parents and how everyone interacted with and how they were what they were influenced by. Energy is passed on. It ripples through time and space, and it affects everything everywhere. What you see before you is the result of millions of years of experience and interactions from everything, everywhere. That person you're with is the result of things that go back to the beginning of time. In fact, every person, everything that exists is the result of unique journeys through endless possibilities that went on through endless directions and tried endless different things and that had endless experiences in every city and every country and every planet and every galaxy since the beginning of time. And after all those rides and all those theme parks for billions of years, here you are coming together as two human beings with a history of experience as vast as time itself. And now you are creating new experiences to add to that endless patchwork. What a mind-blowing miracle that is. Have you ever parted ways with friends in life only to bump into them later in life? For example, when I was an art student leaving Florida, I told my photography teacher, I said, I'm going to California. And he said, I want to go to California. I said, well, let's go together. He drove his car. I drove mine. We had CB radios. We driving the roads. We stopped at every national park on the way. And after about a week and a half, I lost him. I don't know what happened. He drove off a little ahead of me, and we lost track on the CB radios or something. And 3 days went by, and I said, well, that's it. I guess he's going to go live his life. I'm going to live mine, and that's it. We had a good time. I'm in the middle of Death Valley in this little dusty gas station in the middle of nowhere, nothing for hundreds of miles, and this car pulls up behind me, and it's him. What are the odds of that? It happened again. Two of my aunts visited when I lived in California, and they wanted to go see California, and they rented a car, and they wanted to go see Yosemite and whatever it is they wanted to go see. And a week went by, and I said to the girl I was with at the time, I said, we should go see stuff and take a little vacation. So we drove off, and I love the desert. We ended up in Death Valley again, ironically. And middle of nowhere, road in the middle of nowhere, nothing for hundreds of miles. We come around the corner, there's a car parked on the side of the road, a couple of women taking pictures. It's them. What are the odds of that? Now, the profound thing here is both these times happened in Death Valley. See, people think death is the end. It's not. It's just a doorway to another reality, another universe, more lessons, more experiences, a different theme park ride. And the people that we're with in this life, if we lose them, if they leave us, if they die, whatever it is, that's not the end. We're going to meet up again over and over and over because life is just like that. And when I say life, I mean forever. You just keep meeting each other. So don't feel bad. Celebrate. Spend the time now celebrating the magical moments you have because that person you are with is a miracle. That when you find yourselves arguing and bickering and fighting because they're not being the way you want and they're being different, you can't, and you're frustrated because you can't control them, you got to realize you are dealing with millions of years of evolution. You're dealing with thousands of lifetimes. You're dealing with so many different experiences that you cannot possibly change. You can't change, you can inspire, but you can't make somebody be anything different than what they are. Accept them for what they are or move on, but you got to celebrate them for what they are and allow them to be free to be themselves because they chose to come into your life and you chose to be part of their life. And what a miracle that is, that with all these vast experiences of all these people and places they could possibly be, that they chose to spend time with you. That's an honor. And make the best of it because it's not going to last forever. It's over before you know it. It is short. So if it's a day, a week, a month, 10 years, 50 years, a lifetime, it's over like that. And the next time around, it's going to be completely different. Nothing will ever be the same as it is right now. So celebrate the moment you have right now. Recognize the miracle that they are. And the fact that after all these, the history of life itself, how you two came together, what a miracle that is. And that's what I want to have people understand, and not to get caught up, don't see the forest for the trees. Next time you find yourself arguing, bickering, being frustrated, whatever it is, pull yourself back and realize and look at the big picture and see what the real miracle of life itself, and what an honor it is to have somebody choose to walk beside you through the hardships of life. It's not easy. There's a lot of bad stuff that we have to go through. I don't want to say bad. I want to say challenges and hard lessons in life. The only thing that lasts forever is the connections that we have, the oneness, the love. Everything else is just a lesson. And we have to realize that and not let the lessons eat us up. And that person you're with has issues. They have lessons to learn. You have lessons to learn. You have issues. They have issues. That's going to cause some issues between you. But you got to let them learn their lessons. They have to let you learn your lessons. And if you choose to do it side by side, fine. But realize that's what's going on. They have to learn. They have to grow. You can't stop that. You can't force them to be anything other. You have to allow them to be in the classroom that they are. And love them, no matter what. Give them the freedom to allow to learn and grow. That's how you learn. You go through hard stuff. That's how you learn and grow. Because ultimately, the only thing left is love. Down the road, at some point, that's all that's left. So that's what I want to remind you of, is what a miracle you're with, what a miracle you are, and don't stress so much. Spend the moments, the few quick moments you have, appreciating and loving and really making the best of it, because everything is a miracle somehow. Let it happen and enjoy life and learn and grow. That's it. Okay. I hope you like my voice. It's pretty cool, huh? Yeah, okay. Well, I wanted to do this before I had my later in the day voice, which I sound like Mickey Mouse. But anyway, I hope you got something out of this. I hope this inspired you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.